Happy morning to all. I am Dr. Shobha, Department of Biochemistry, DKM College, Vellore. Now we are going to see about DNA replication. Before we are enter into DNA replication, we need to know something about DNA. DNA is a molecule of hereditary. DNA is a double helical structure. It functions as the gene. DNA present in all cells except plant virus. In addition, the mitochondria and plastid also contain DNA. In eukaryotic nucleus, the DNA in the form of double helix, whereas in case of in bacteria, mitochondria and plastid, the DNA molecules are circular. So inside the cell, nucleus will be present. In the nucleus, chromosome will be there. Inside the chromosome, DNA will be presented in the form of coiled form. DNA consists of two molecules that are arranged into ladder-like structure called double helix. A molecule of DNA is made up of millions of tiny subunits called nucleotide. Each nucleotide consists of three groups, that is phosphate group, pentose sugar and nitrogenases bases. DNA is a very large molecule made up of long chain of subunits. DNA is the major which store the information and transfer the genetic information from one generation to the other generation. Each nucleotide is made up of three subunits, that is called nucleotide, and a sugar molecule called deoxyribose sugar, and phosphate group and organic base. So this is the structure of DNA, how the nucleotide is arranged. It contains one phosphate group and one sugar molecule, that is deoxyribose sugar and nitrogenases bases. And adenine is always goes with thymine, cytosine is always goes with guanine. The bases are held together by weak hydrogen bond. Two hydrogen bonds are there between A and T, that is adenine and thymine. Three hydrogen bonds are there between cytosine and guanine. So the structure will show how the nucleotide are arranged in a DNA structure. The phosphate and sugar form the backbone of DNA molecule, whereas the bases form the ring structure. There are four types of nitrogenases bases. So this is the double helical structure of DNA. It contains bases and sugar phosphate molecule. Move on to the central dogma, that is biological information flow from DNA to RNA and their protein in the form of replication, transcription and translation. Replication means, that is formation of DNA from DNA is called replication, and formation of RNA from the DNA is called transcription. From the RNA to protein is known as translation. Cell cycle is the sequence of events that occur in the cell during cell division. It results in the formation of two identical daughter cells. Duration of cell cycle vary from cell to cell. It occurs four phases, that is G1 phase, S phase and M phases. G1 phase, this phase is known as preparative phase for DNA synthesis, and S phase where the DNA replication will take place. G2 phase, prepare for cell division and spindle formation, and M phase, cell undergoes cell division. After mitosis, cell may continue cell cycle by re-entering into G1 or enter into Z0 phase, or remain dominant or leads to the cell death. So this is the structure which shows the cell cycle. Move on to the replication. So before a cell divide, the DNA strand unwind and separate. Duplication of DNA is known as replication. Each strand make a new partner by adding the appropriate nucleotide. The result is that there are now two double-stranded DNA molecules in the nucleus. So that when the cell divide, each nucleus contain identical DNA. This process is known as replication. So the process in which double-stranded DNA molecule is copied to produce two identical DNA molecule is known as replication. Then requirement for replication. So replication in the cell, that is duplicate copies of DNA will take place. Further, it needs substrate, that is ATP, GTP, CTP and TTP. Then template, that is double-stranded DNA, and enzymes like helicase, primase, topoisomerase, DNA ligase, single-stranded binding protein, DNA polymerase 1, 2 and 3. Then move on to the types of replication. There are three main types of replication, that is conservative, semi-conservative and dispersive. So, semi-conservative means daughter DNA molecule contain one parental strand and one newly replicated strand. Whereas in case of conservative, the parent strand transfer the information into intermediate, then the intermediate get copied, the parent helix is conserved, the daughter helix is completely new. Whereas in case of dispersive method, parent helix is broken into fragments, dispersed, copied, then assembled into two new helix. New and old DNA are completely dispersed. So this is the semi-conservative replication. In this, one strand is from parental and other strand is complementary synthesized. This is the conservative replication and this is the dispersive replication method. Then we'll move on to the basic rules for replication. Okay. So first thing is semi-conservative. The replication should be semi-conservative and start at the origin. Then synthesis is always proceeds in the 5' to 3' direction. Then it can be uni or bidirectional, semi-discontinuous and RNA primers are required. So first we'll see the semi-conservative. So replication will always proceed in the manner of semi-conservative. Semi-conservative means in the template strand, one strand acting as a template for the synthesis of new strand. So this is the accepted model, and Michelson-Stahl experiment is carried out with the presence of two isotopes of nitrogens are taken. That is, one is N14 and another one is N15. E. coli were grown in a N15 media first, then it is transferred into N14 media. The cultured E. coli were subjected to equilibrium density gradient centrifugation. Finally, we'll see the replication is the semi-conservative manner. So, the structure will shows the semi-conservative replications. Then, second rule is, it starts at the origin. Initiator protein identify the specific base sequence on DNA called that site is known as origin point. In prokaryote, single origin point will be there. Example, in E. coli, ORIC. Whereas in case of eukaryote, multiple sites of origin are there, that is known as replicator. And third thing is, replication direction will be uni or bidirection. So, this diagram will shows the unidirectional replication and this diagram will shows the bidirectional replication. And next thing is, replication will proceed in the manner of always semi-discontinuous replication. That means leading strand synthesis continuously in the direction of 5' to 3', whereas in case of lagging strand synthesized the fragments synthesized as a fragment in the direction of 5' to 3' directions. So leading strand will proceed continue manner, whereas in case of lagging strand proceed in the manner of fragments. Okay, so this lagging strand is known as Okazaki fragments. And the last thing is RNA primer is required. RNA primer will initiate the DNA replication. And next thing is there are several enzymes involved in DNA replication. First thing is topoisomerase. It prevents the torsion by DNA breaks. And next thing is eligase. It separates the two DNA strand. Primase will synthesize RNA primer. And single-stranded binding protein prevents the re-annealing of single strand. DNA polymerase, which synthesize the new strand. Tethering polymerase stabilize the polymerase. DNA ligases, which seal the nick by doing the phosphodiester linkage. Topoisomerase, there are two types of topoisomerase, type 1 and type 2. This will do the single stranded break and double stranded break. And move on to the DNA polymerase. There are three DNA polymerase 1, DNA polymerase 2 and DNA polymerase 3. DNA polymerase 1 will do the proofreading, DNA polymerase 2 will do again the proofreading function, and DNA polymerase 3 will do the adding complementary nucleotide to the template strand. DNA gyrase will prevent the supercoiling of DNA. Move on to the replication. There are three phases in replication, that is initiation, elongation and termination. Steps involved in DNA replication. Recognition of origin of replication and unbinding of double-stranded DNA is the first step. And second thing is formation of replication bubbles with two replication fork for each replication bubble. And third thing is initiation will proceed, followed by elongation of DNA strand. And next thing is the termination and reconstitution of chromatin structure. So the structure will show the unbinding of DNA, double-stranded DNA. Next we'll move on to the models of replication. There are three models, that is rolling circle model, D-loop replication and linear replication. Rolling circle model will take place in prokaryotic organism, whereas in case of linear replication model will take place in eukaryotic organism. Next we'll see the requirement for replication. A number of things required for during replication. The first thing is substrate, template and various enzymes. Enzymes like eligase, primase, topoisomerase, DNA ligase, single-stranded binding protein, DNA polymerase 1, 2 and 3. So next thing is types of replication. There are three types of conservative, semi-conservative and dispersive. So this is the semi-conservative replication and this is the conservative and this is the dispersive replications. Next thing is basic rules for replication. The first thing is it should be semi-conservative, and second thing is starts at the origin. Third thing is synthesis always in the 5' to 3' direction. It can be uni or bidirectional, semi-discontinuous and RNA primer required. These are the basic rules which need for the replication process. So there are three phases which take place during replication, that is initiation, elongation and termination. So the first step for replication is recognition of origin of replication and unbinding of double-stranded DNA, formation of replication bubbles with two replication fork of each replication bubble, initiation, elongation of DNA strand and termination and reconstitution of chromatin structure. There are three models of replication, that is theta replication or rolling circle, D-loop replication or Kane model, and last thing is linear replication model. So this is the rolling circle model of structure. And this is linear eukaryotic replication. So here linear replication, here this is the movement of the replication fork and this is the SSB protein, and here one strand is synthesized as a continuous strand, another strand is synthesized as a fragment. Fragment strand is known as Wakasaki fragments and continuous strand is known as leading strand. Thank you.